Hi all, I am Nicole DeBadges, and I have decided for my discussion this week that I was going to take a closer look at the technology page of my own district's website. So what I did is I logged into the Framingham Public Schools site. I am not familiar as far as the technology piece goes with the website. The main things that I use this for is logging into our gradebook network, which is X2. There's all the different links here for staff, which is helpful. You can log right into eSped. As far as technology between parents, students, and school, one thing that we added last week was the student parent portal for X2, which means that students and parents could log into the gradebook app from home and see grades for individual classes, individual assignments within those classes too. So that's helpful. There's also a pull down menu here for students. I thought this was kind of interesting. Homework help was one of the tabs on there, which I think looking at it is very dated. It's helpful. There are some things here that I'm sure kids could use while they're at home doing homework. I don't know how much kids are using Encyclopedia Britannica these days, but you never know. Um, there's also some Google Translate links, which is probably helpful for kids when they're doing Spanish. I know that's a big issue for some of our students taking language courses. But I thought it was an interesting tool, definitely dated and probably needs some updating. So what I did is I went back. You can pull down in this menu. I could go to Franklin High, Franklin, that's where I grew up. No, Framingham High, which is where I work. You could go to the specific school or you could go by department. So I found technology and I went to that. Just like I was saying for the homework help link, things on here are, to me, seem really dated. Right on the cover page, they have the mission statement, which is to provide students with the tools they need to succeed in a global economy, which I thought was a really interesting mission statement. But it does seem very dated. There's the acceptable use policy, which basically tells students, parents, educators alike what is expected of people using the Framingham network. Um, I mean, it's pretty straightforward, but it is dated. I mean, 2009, that needs to be not 2009, basically. So we're going to go back to the main site. So here I went into the different pull down menus and I found the technology plan, which again, this is only good from 2010 to 2014. And it didn't really seem like a plan to me. It seems more of a plan for a plan. Again, criteria for elements of a technology plan. So it sounds like here's how you should make one, but doesn't seem to be one actually made here. There is mention of instructional and curricular technology integration, which I think is really important, especially for what we're focusing on. If I can find it. There it is. And again, the goal is to implement a scope and sequence for grades K through 12 for the development of technology utilization skills within the appropriate academic disciplines. Again, sounds like a great plan for a plan, but not an actual plan. So I don't know if that exists or where it is, but even just the criteria, quote unquote, for a plan is outdated. So I don't know if that's coming down the pike, but I hope so, because that would be helpful to have a foundation for what this should look like. We're going to go back, if I can find it. There we go. The other thing that I found was tech training. So there's training videos for things like Moodle, which is big in the higher level courses. I've never used Moodle, but I've heard from other educators that it's really helpful. The kids aren't too fond of it from what I hear, but I hear that it is a helpful resource. When I did go to that link, though, you had to have a Moodle account to be able to use it, so you had to create one, which I did not. The other resources here are websites. I thought that this was a little busy and kind of hard to navigate through. This to me seems like the Pinterest of the Framingham website, as you can see what teachers saved these links, who logged into them, or not who logged into, but how many people logged into them rather. So that was kind of interesting. So some of these are kind of I don't understand the point of them. Let's see. I didn't look at this one, but let's look at it. It's a blog. Oh, and it doesn't work. And I've noticed that a couple of them, that seems to be the case. So, where's the other one? Okay, top 10 math sites is the one I found before. So, these are sites that math teachers could go in and look at and, research and see if they'd be helpful in their classroom. Again, this seems kind of busy to me, and if I just clicked on the site on like a random Google search, I probably wouldn't go to it because it seems that it's got ads all over the place. It just doesn't seem like a legit site to me. So I definitely think that this needs some revamping and some reworking. And this in itself, this link in itself seems a little busy to me and kind of strange. I mean, it's named Delicious. I don't really know what that means, but if we go back, you can contact technology, obviously. Oh, I just clicked on a Moodle thing. I didn't want to do that. There we go. So the only other thing for student resources, there's some search tips, there's how to rate a website, and then there's safety. Other than that, there's not much resources for students, and I gotta be honest, the resources for teachers are nothing to really sneeze at either. There are some Moodle videos which I tried clicking on, which I would think would be a helpful video for both students and teachers alike. When I clicked on it before, it wasn't working. Oh, it's working now. Okay, so there's some tutorials on how to use Moodle and set it up, which is really helpful. It goes step by step. There's a basic forum down below, and then checking participant activity. So this kind of walks you through Moodle. This is a big site that a lot of teachers use at Framingham. I think there should be more resources here, though. I mean, Moodle can't be the last stop in what people are doing. A couple years ago, we had a professional development day where we learned about different resources, technological resources, and it was really helpful. It would have been helpful if they put a lot of those sites on here, which I don't see. But anyways, I think that this could definitely be revamped and something that could be worked on in the coming years to really update and make it be a useful tool for educators and for students and parents. But thank you very much, and I'll talk to you guys soon.